Oh, you guys heard me talk about the practice session and how tough they were there, and I was spot on. They did the exact same thing in game one, and it actually, through practice, I crossed with Sean Rash um, and Mike Eaton, and pretty good cross. These guys know what they're doing. Mike struggled figuring out what to do. He used urethane at the end of the game. He used urethane in practice. Used reactive to start the game, and his ball was just doing this. My ball looked pretty good for the first 4 frames of the game, and I got tricked. And the reason I got tricked is because I think I just played them wrong from the get-go. I don't think urethane was the right play. And I got tricked into moving too far left, and here's how. Started with urethane. I used the old purple hammer, which was my 45 degree, 4.5-inch pinup purple hammer. And I started right around that, 8, 9, 10 range. And a few shots I threw early actually hooked off of further right and came in. I threw an early double. Actually, I think I went spare strike. I left a 310 and missed it, and then I doubled. So through 5 frames, I actually felt okay. I felt like I knew what my ball was gonna do. The very next frame, I got up on the left lane, which was the tighter lane, the right lane, which was the tighter lane. And I moved a smidge right, I moved a board right, trying to tighten the angle up just a little bit, and it overhooked in 3-6-10. And I missed it. The next frame, I get up on the left lane and I move back to where I was, and I just said, okay, I'm just gonna throw it good. And I 3-6-10. And I missed it. And then I got up on the right lane and I moved back, and then I moved an extra 2 because maybe I missed a move based on throwing a bad shot, and I 3-6-10. Made that one. So I was 1 for 3 in a 3-3-10 combination spares. So I've got 2 missed spares, 3 missed spares technically. I missed 3-6-10 twice and then 3-10 once. So 3 missed spares in one game. Anyway, I end up shooting 160 game one. High on the pair was 172. So the pair was not very good. Nobody bowled very good that first game. And here's why I got tricked. I got tricked because watching ball reaction on our pair, which just turns out it was a really bad pair. It was just bad all day long. Because the next game, the next pair, people came to the next pair. High on the game on that pair for the next game was 175. So through 10 people on that pair, high on the pair was 175. Like that's rough. So anyway, so the reason I got tricked is watching people on my pair, and then I'm looking over EJ's to the left of me, and he's playing them at like 18, 19, and he's throwing it to about 8, 9. He's got a little hold left, and his ball's still picking up when he gets it to the right. He bowls 240 the first game. He's leading the block with 240. Okay, I'm gonna try that. So I got tricked into going from straighter up the lane with urethane to a steep angle this way. I think I probably needed to be in between with something more controllable. But instead, I went and leaped from one to the other because, EJ can do it, so obviously everybody can do it. And I did bowl a couple of good games after. I bowled 2-0-2-0. I bowled 209 clean, which could have been more. It was a pretty good pair. My ball reaction was good. I just kept throwing it bad on the left lane, and I kept leaving the 3-pin every single shot. It was like 3 shots in a row. I literally did the exact same thing on the left lane, struck on the right lane, and 3-pin through the face on the left lane, 3 shots in a row. Caught an early double, and this is where I switched to, the beginning of the game, I switched to the Zenith Hybrid, which is really good at slowing down. And I think I got out of that ball too quick. I tried going to, and again, I got tricked again on this game. Fill ball, I threw the Zen because I'm watching a few guys around, and in practice, I even said in practice video, and in practice, a few guys made the Zen look good. I wasn't sure how their ball was slowing down and not, going crazy down lane, because that's what mine usually is. Mine is usually really strong, sharp angles down lane. Well, in this building, it wasn't. So I threw a Zen on the fill, and it looked pretty good. It laid off and it rolled, and it just rolled off the spot. It didn't make a sharp move, and I wrapped 10. Okay, I can work with that. Maybe this is the ball that just matches up in this building. So I struggled with that ball for the next game, and I bowled 206 clean after bowling 209 clean. Now I'm not feeling too bad at this point. I'm like, okay, I bowled a really bad first game. I was 40 under, 30 under, and then I bowl 2-0. I get back to 30 under or 36 under. Then I bowl 2-0 again, and I get back to 30 under. Okay, no big deal. But then when I got trapped with the Zen, I started trying to play with angles, trying to find room for error, and I bowl 180 the next game. And again, now I'm watching EJ, and EJ's struggling. So he bowled 240, then 170, and then whatever. And EJ didn't end up bowling good throughout the day either. So that's where the first trap came in, was watching him. He made something work in that first game that didn't work the rest of the day for him. And by the end of the day, he was throwing plastic up the middle. I mean, that's how frustrated he was, and that's how frustrating it was trying to find ball reaction that was just consistent from shot to shot. It was very difficult. So, a lot of the guys struggled around. Sean Rash had the best look. He used a Zen most of the day, and he only got to 60 over, which he was the cut at 16th. So scores were definitely low. 60 over for 8 games is very doable on any condition for the most part. So no excuses made here, just bad decisions on my part. I didn't feel like I executed too bad. I thought it was pretty good for the most part. I just didn't know what my ball was going to do. So a lot of times it was a lot of guessing, and I guessed wrong a lot of the times, and I was guessing based on other people. And I did the wrong thing, which I won't do in cold water. I did too much watching of other people's ball reaction and not enough watching of my ball reaction. I should have just been playing on what my ball was doing. I was just preaching this to Greg the other day, where he's out there watching other people and saying, oh, well, Tom Hess was doing this, and I'm trying to get my ball to do this, and I can't get it to do that. Stop watching other people's ball and do what your ball is telling you to do, unless you're completely lost. Well, I bowled 2-0. There was no reason for me to be still focusing on what other people's doing. When I'm 2-0, I'm right there. All I got to do is just, adjust my ball reaction based on what I'm seeing. And I'm still watching Sean's Zen, and I'm trying to play certain parts of the lanes that, he's playing. Stupid. No reason to be doing that. Should have just grinded. Scores were low. Like, I caught myself trying to, get to 100 over right away rather than just grind my way to the number. Bad decisions on my part. Maybe it was overconfidence because I've been bowling pretty good, and my confidence was a little too high, just allowing myself to look for those better ball reactions at a time when you just don't need that ball reaction, when you don't need to look for 230, 240 ball reaction. You just need to grind out your 210, 220, whatever you can get out of it. Just make good shots. I didn't do that. That was my fail on my part. So not a good weekend for me. I think I finished 80 under or 90 under or something, 80 under, and missed cashing by a lot, by 100 basically. No, it was +8, so by about 90 pins. So even my missed spares, I had 4 total missed spares. Even that didn't help me. So it was literally just, and 3 of those were in the first game. But it was literally just flat out bad bowling on my part, because I was making wrong decisions and wrong choices, trying to create angles and stupid shots that I shouldn't have made. So let this be a lesson for you kids. Unless you are completely and utterly lost and have no idea what to do, don't pay attention to anybody else. Pay attention to your own ball reaction. Watch what your ball is doing before ever even looking at anybody else. If you're close, there's no reason to look at anybody else's bowling ball. Just look at your own bowling ball. If you're close, you can make that get a little bit better. If you're trying to create angles and trying to do the exact same thing as what somebody else is doing, you're gonna have a hard time. For example, I was trying to do what Sean was doing. Sean had bump to the right. He was getting this Zen to get to the spot. Not only him, but Mike Eaton Jr. too. Mike didn't bowl the greatest. He had a couple of good games, but he struggled in certain spots as well. But he was able to create, both of these guys were able to create steep angles through the front and get it to about 4, 5, 6 down lane and still hook. I had spots where my ball, if it got to 4, 5, 6, I was washing out, or I was hitting a 3-pin in the face, or 2-pin, something like that. I'm trying to create this sharp angle like they are, and that I didn't have to. I had a little bit of room left where they had room right. I had that little bit of room left. I should have been using, the room to the left instead of trying to create that same angle that they were creating. It was stupid. It was just dumb ideas, not fully focused, not paying attention to myself and doing what I was supposed to be doing. So let that be a lesson. Pay attention, focus on yourself. Don't worry about other people. Don't worry about scoring pace or any of that. Just bowl. So for me, for this weekend, now we're heading out of here. I've cleaned up a little bit in this Airbnb. We're gonna head out. I got a hotel for the night out by Coldwater, one of the new places right on the water. So we're gonna go hang out by the beach and just go have some fun for the day. Maybe we'll go watch some of the bowling. I'll get some footage for you guys there. But I'm going to, in Coldwater, I'm bowling A squad. I was on C squad, but I had asked, thank you, shout out to Sean Finch Jr. for switching squads with me, because I was on C squad, and that would have been rough. That was 7 p.m. squad. Last night was pretty hard on my big guy. He made it, but we were there until 11:30, at night, almost midnight, bowling, and he was tired. He was beat. He became a little bit of a mess at the end of the night. So I was bowling C squads at 7 p.m. on Saturday in Coldwater, which means you're there until midnight, 1 o'clock, because you're not striking a lot in Coldwater. And my boy couldn't handle that again, so I had asked him if he would switch with me. He's in A squad, and he agreed. So thank you, Sean, for doing that for me. Now we get to bowl A squad, and get to go to the early practice and get everything done there. So we're going to have a different mindset for Coldwater. I mean, Coldwater, you expect it, and maybe it's because I wasn't expecting it here in Minster. I was expecting something different, but in Coldwater, you know it's a grind in Coldwater. Keep it in front of you, hit the one in front, make your spares, and move on. So that'll be the mindset there, no matter what. I've always bowled good when I do that, even if the scores are high. If I can keep that grind mentality in my head, I'm always in good shape. When I get overly confident, know I can strike and create certain things, that's when generally I struggle and I get confused too much. So I gotta keep that grind mindset in my head at all times, no matter the scoring pace. So that's what we're gonna do this weekend. Sorry, this is a long video. I just wanted to kind of chat through what I saw. And I don't have any bowling footage because of, the concourse was small. There was nowhere to put the camera, all that good stuff. So, and it's probably going to be the same way in Coldwater. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have somebody there that can get some footage for me. I'm not sure. But that's all I got for you today. Balls of choice for this weekend were everything in my bag. Literally, I threw every single ball that I brought out. I didn't throw all 20. I brought 11 balls in. I threw all 11 balls. Thinking about it, there's a couple other ones I probably should have tried, like the Proof Pearl or the Proof Hybrid. Those 2 balls specifically, I think probably would have looked pretty good. I did throw the Joker in certain spots. The Joker Wild looked good in certain areas where there was extra hook on the pairs. But I just never had a consistent ball reaction throughout the day to really stick with anything long term. Threw the Ripcord Velocity there for the last 2 games, and it looked good. But again, I feel like I was playing the lanes wrong. I was trying to do all the wrong things. So that's okay. Lesson learned. Moving on. You can't win them all, right? I mean, this is the first event that I haven't cashed in I don't know, a few months now. So we're doing okay. We're in good shape. Confidence is still pretty high. So until Coldwater, I will see you guys later. Take care.